forgot about how to do in ITYIELds. Okay, some of you said that probably you cannot. Okay, you cannot open the video. It's okay, camera. Some of you, if you can't, please open the camera. So I cannot. So I will not feeling alone. Just speaking to my laptop. Okay, I've already successed to put it into the YouTube live. Hopefully it can be recorded. Okay. So for today, I know that some of you already know about qualitative. I do not know how many people already know qualitative. Please raise your hands. How many person already know qualitative? Or already? Oh, okay, Nikmatullah already. Okay, and Adura Husna. I think all of you already have qualitative, right? So before that, I would like to ask you some like games, not games. I don't know whether it's games. Whoa, it's my YouTube. wait. Okay, so please join me with the Mentimeter in here. Okay, please go to www.menti.com and put the code 39181539. Okay. Have you know? So I would like to ask you about what do you know about qualitative? Just one or two words share in here. What do you know about qualitative? Okay.
Is this a quiz?
Yes, it's like a quiz. So you should try to probably using your cell phone or using your laptop. Go to www.menti.com and then put the code 39181539. And then I would like to know, what do you think? What do you know about qualitative? Okay, someone is already typing. It's a words instead of numbers. Okay, how about the others? Okay, I think only one person, still one person. Waiting for other joining it. Is about how they think and how they feel that matters. Yes, how they think and how they feel. Okay. So I think for a researcher who is good on qualitative, they would like, for me, I can answer that qualitative researcher is a romantic person.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Because before you sing, when people do not need to say anything, we already know that okay, this young man or young lady is falling in love with me. Okay, I will. For me, it's a lady. Okay, I will make some food, something like that, or prepare some cake as a dessert. Compared to quantitative, qualitative focus on words rather than numbers. Yes, multi-methods in focus, involving an interpretive, naturalistic approach to its subject matters. Yeah, you are right. Okay, others already? Yeah, I think 4 of them are correct. That words instead of numbers. And qualitative is words, is less than about numbers. And then qualitative is thinking about what you can say what they feel, you can say what they think, when you can say what they feel, right? So that's qualitative. Because in quantitative, we cannot say that love is 1 or love is 2, love is 3 or love is 4. It's not, right? Only qualitative can define it. Compare with quantitative. Qualitative is focused towards, okay, multi-methods. Yes, you're right. Usually when you in economics, when you are using qualitative, it means that you are ready to do the mixed methodology. Okay. The method which focus to explore on exploring the feeling, understand the participants. Yes, you are right. That is why I said that qualitative researcher usually is romantic person. Okay, unfortunately, my husband is quantitative, I think, because he's not romantic, but I am, I think. I'm the one who get romantic one. Okay, that you are correct. All of you are correct. So we can start it now. That what is qualitative and why qualitative is very important in our life, in economics, in social economics, and also in science, in medical. Okay, why we think that is very important? It's human evolution, and start from human will say and then now starting to speak, trying to announce what they are feeling. Yeah. And usually because of the evolution of the human, so it's responsive to external stimulus situations, a lot of things. For example, recently, unfortunately, we have 2 years stuck in our house because of the COVID-19. So the human response to external conditions or external or internal stimulus make us develop, make our behavior is changing. So that is why exploring the economics, exploring the science is important to do. Okay, that is why the qualitative economics is needed. For example, I know some of you probably have a lot of questionnaires from your friends or from yourself, asking what do you feel about the online meetings from like recently case because of the external situations. And probably if you see that the Likert scale is trying to engage to quantitative, for example, they said that unhappy, happy, something like that. Actually, this is the qualitative, starting from qualitative, which is embedded into or integrated into quantitative. Why we call it as qualitative? Because we are handling with feeling. We are trying to adjust or assess our feelings, our thought. That is qualitative. Okay. Why economics need the qualitative? This is what we are saying, that this analysis, the qualitative, is focusing what people do. When we are saying that what people do means that it is the behavior. If you are a social scientist or you are scientist, you will believe that the human will changing, right? The human thought will be changing because of any external stimulations, internal stimulation. For now on, I think if you are Indonesian, you probably last 2 years you still remember one of the big news that the police arrested one people which is stated that he is the Sunda Empire Kingdom. There is no Indonesia. There is Sunda Empire Kingdom, they said. And I am the God. It's not I am the God, but this is what he said. And he said that after this, all the what is that? The world will be changing the lifestyle because of something new. They said this is before the COVID-19 appeared, and then yes, COVID-19 appeared, start from China and then goes to the world, and that is why we said that after the COVID-19, the behavior of people is changing. For example, for me now, every time I want to meet somebody, previously just like I use my hijab and then going outside, right? For ladies. But now, not only hijab that I'm trying to find, I also use my mask. And sometimes when I'm teaching, I always I always take my mask and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm only online teaching, but do I have to put my mask? We are not personally meet each other. So that is why the analysis of social scientists and also sciences is started from behavior of the people. So that is why we need the qualitative. And the context of action is preserved and also context free. And holistic awareness. Now, that's the most important is holistic awareness. Since the actors or the human being, the human behavior is the usually they're changing, and then they like the adjustment of the human behavior spread or engage with other environment. So we need to see the holistic awareness of the context, okay, and also emotions. Since we are not only analyze the object like silent object, or not only this object, we are having the subject, not only object, we are handling the human behavior. So that is why we said that emotions is getting through. So that is why we need qualitative in economics. See, in this appearance, is it wrong? Is it false? I think it's not false. He done the right things. He bring the mouse. He pushed the mouse to open the window, and then cracking the window. It's not wrong, right? But we some of you will say, "Oh, it's ridiculous. Why he's doing like this?" Even me, it's really ridiculous. Why? Because he's using mouse to open the windows, but different context. It's not the meaning is not the opening the windows, the real windows, but the software, the laptop. So that is qualitative. The qualitative research is involving the people thinking. And they say what they think, they say what they feel, right? So this is, we need the context. Yeah, if he only see that use mouse to open the window, and then I grab the mouse and click the window, and then the mouse dead and the window is open, right? But it's not the context, right? Because we are trying to think, we are trying to involving the emotion, the environment, the context, the phenomena. Yes, indeed, that the qualitative is saying what they think and saying what they feel, but we need to see the context itself, okay? So this is the philosophical views that for research design that we already recognize. In here we have three, right? Quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methodology. You just learn about these two, qualitative and quantitative, and mixed methodology can do both, right? So I think some of you already done with quantitative, right? And after this, I know this week we'll have regression, simple regressions with Dr. Imam. You will meet him with online, probably, I don't know whether tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but we will announce you. And qualitative is this one. Yeah, we are trying to define, we are trying to integrate it between two, and we are trying to like provocate you as the student to do mixed methodology, not only one, but mixed methodology, both of them, right? This is the I will skip it for alternative strategy. Okay, what is the importance of qualitative? Well, you know that inductive and deductive logical views. So in qualitative, can answer the very focusing problem. That is, we say inductive logical. When we're want to arrange some theory or models, we need to adjust the inductive logical first. For example, when we are saying that the consumer behavior, for example, consumer behavior now is recently is influenced by online marketing, right? And then where's that video of people who use it, something like that. Like this is what we are trying to find what is the criteria, what is the phenomena behind it, right? The inductive logical, trying to dig more to build up some models. Okay, so this is the inductive logical, and only qualitative can do it. Quantitative, recently mostly we are using the deductive logical. We're trying to reduce. For example, if you have 8 or 7 independent variables, and then you're trying to do the regressions, okay, and then you see that which one is having significantly influence to the dependent variables, and then the others which is not have or the others which is not having as non-significant. So you are trying to deductive, but you're trying to reduce it, so you only explain which of the independent variable have the influences to the dependent variables. But differently in qualitative, we are trying to build the indicator of the dependent variables. We're trying to find. So that is why when you are doing the mixed methodology and you are trying to do the explorative, so you use the qualitative first, because you're trying to build up what is the proper indicators of the dependence. So you are trying to do the inductive logical. Yeah. Some of people think that qualitative usually cheaper. Why is cheaper? Well, the sample usually is not that big enough, right? It's only small amount. And usually you do not need to pay the respondent. If you only took small number of the respondents, you will know them, right? You will personality will know them, will have very close with the key informants. When you're already trying to have this connection, you can gain more data for doing the qualitative, okay? And qualitative field research, usually we produce the observation, yeah? Usually we produce the observation, not only the numbers, something like that, like descriptive, something like, no. We are trying to find the observation, and we're trying to find the holistic of the observations, not only one part and other part, right? And the qualitative field research usually appropriately having the social knowledge, right? For example, probably for me, if I came from Indonesia, I'm trying to make qualitative field work with colleague in Malaysia. Probably I will have some problems in the first time, because I do not have any social knowledge for Malaysia. It probably the same, right? Malaysian, if you're trying to gain more data in Indonesian, probably we do not have some appropriate social knowledge. So that is why this is the most challenging in qualitative. the social knowledge have to build the first times when you are trying to gain the field research in qualitative and the social knowledge, okay, because you're trying to find the complete phenomena. For example, my previous experiences, I was I was having I was having the um, what is that research until now, actually research in some of the area which has a different dialect of languages with my own languages, a different perspective, point of view. It's just like I'm a modern, we are came from modern people, right? We never stop checking our cell phone, we never stop checking our signal. But I was having like meeting with the all the key informants which is living in the disaster prone area of mountain, and they do not think about any signal. There is no signal, even like calling people. I would like to call my husband when my husband is reach out like 5 kilometers from me and I cannot reach him. It's just like begging, oh God, giving telepathy for him, go back home soon, something like that, because I cannot keep in touch with him. When I talk to the societies surrounding it, they say that we do not need to have phone. We just need to give them trust. They will go back. Our husband will go back when they get hungry, they said. When they get hungry, they will come back to our house, they said. And yeah, it happens. And the things that the social knowledge that I gained, they said that God give us mouth, God give us some volume in our voices. And when you want to ask them to come here, just shout, hey, come here, shout it out loud. Like, coming here, something like that. So this is the social knowledge that I know that for me, this is the new experiences. They do not need to use the cell phone. They are working each other. They do the traditional way and they give trust to each other. So this is the field research. So we have to know the phenomena, the whole of phenomena of the environment. And this is the inductive, logical, in qualitative. When we are trying to collect all information, we need to settle down. We need to settle down all of the information. Like, for example, what kind of information do we need to collect? And then you try to define the open questions and ask to the key informants. And then you can do the analyzing of the data to formulate the answer, trying to categorize it. Yeah. When you already done that, you can find the general frame of the answer from all of the key informants. And after that, you can analyze it easily. But the things that qualitative, inductive in qualitative is not that easy. Right? When you say, okay, make code. Okay, after you gain all the research answers from the key informants, and then you do your coding. It's not that simple, right? You have to, I think some of you already done with the qualitative. You have to do like read and read again and reread again all the transcript. That's the challenge, right? So that is why we need to do the proper stages of the qualitative study. This is how we designing the qualitative study. We need to do, we need to know the significance of problem. And the quantitative also have that. And also have the research questions. But if someone asking, do we need to build the hypothesis in qualitative? We do not have to do it. Why? In qualitative, we believe we are a free spirit researcher. hypothesis is only for quantitative, which is deductive, which is make some bordering something, right? But for the qualitative, it is, you are not allowed to do some hypothesis, because because we know that the qualitative is a free spirit of designing research design. Yeah, free spirit research design. There is no borders. You have to open all of your knowledge, the social knowledge. And then statement you need to improve from the new literatures. When you're doing the research, even though it is qualitative, you need to gain more literatures to know the gaps of the knowledge. You're trying to find, oh, this one, I do not know why, like recently, why people think that COVID-19 is conspiracy. Until now, they're just still thinking about conspiracy. When it's just finding, come on, no need to do no need to find the conspiracy, just how to fix it, right? But they're still blaming as conspiracy, and they do not think about the way of the like solution, something like that. For example, this is the example. You're trying to identify why people still think as the conspiracy. Yeah, it's why you need to do that, because it will fill the gap, the differences, human behavior will appear after that, right? Because if you still believe that this is the conspiracy, the human behavior will appear differently with people, other general people who is thinking that, okay, it's not conspiracy, it is there, the virus is there, and we need to do some of the how we need to handling this problem, something like that. So this is designing the qualitative. We need to know the gap of the knowledge too. This is the characteristic of this qualitative. We need to do the natural as natural as it can. And then differently with quantitative, the researcher itself is the software. If you say that we use the Atlas TI, we use the NVivo, we use others software, but it is different work like SPSS or FUSE or Stata or R, something like that. It's different. Stata, Atlas CI and NVivo, it's only software. But what is the instrument to analyze it is the researcher. The key of instrument is the researcher. So qualitative, why qualitative design as subjective? Because it depends on the researcher. When the researcher thinks that it is enough to collect the data, you can stop. We call it as saturations. We will talk about it more later on. So that is why in qualitative, researcher is the most important key in research design, right? In the qualitative research design. And also qualitative not only use one data. For example, in quantitative, you only collect one data, you get the data and then analyze it using Stata or using R. But in qualitative, you're not only receiving the data by in-depth interview or using focus group discussion. You will have the multiple data sources, right? If you are collecting by focus group discussion, now you need also another data sources. For example, observations. Previously, I'm having the research concerning the the youth smoker behavior. Why junior high school they start to smoke in Indonesia? So we are trying. I'm trying to invite them in group discussion using online because it was still the COVID-19 still awful, overwhelming in our our country. So I invite him using the Zoom online, and I'm asking them to use the mask. I know that they are feeling afraid of their identity, so they are using a mask, so covering all the faces, and they can speak. So I'm trying to find the multiple data sources in here, not only group discussion, but I'm trying to identify the way of they explain or answering my questions. For example, when I'm asking, do you know that your parents know you are smoking? Some of them will say, no, they don't. Or some of them, yes. So that is why we call it as researcher, as the key instruments. We can identify, we can find that, oh, this key informant is trying to hiding something, to hide something. So we call it observations to each of the key informants. So it's multiple data sources. So, and then when you see that the key informants is like having treble voices, right? When they are trying to answer it. So you can make note, okay, the key I number A have something problem with answering these questions. And then you can do in-depth interview for further action, or you can just make some notes for further research, okay? So that is what we call it, multiple data sources. And also participants' meaning. In qualitative, participants' meaning is very important. So when you are doing like interview and also lead of the group discussion, facilitating, you have to see one by one of their faces, right? When they see that, oh, this young lady or oh, this young man can answer it seriously, it means that something behind it. So that is why qualitative, people think that qualitative is difficult because we are trying to gain like interpreting some people. So we not only economic, or if you are doctor, medical doctor, not only medical doctors needed to have the qualitative, but also personality assessment, like psychologists, part of psychologist knowledge. This is what we are saying, that the characteristic of qualitative is really interesting because participants' meaning is also becoming our data, and to explore, to share, to analyze also, right? This is the qualitative traditions based on dimension. We have 5 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Narrative, phenomenology, grounded theory, ethnography, and also case studies. But based on these 5, I would like to say that ethnography and also grounded theory are the most important, not important, but challenge one. For ethnography, usually we need, because we're trying to find new theory of the human behavior, we need to observe and also working with them for 6 months until 1 year to convince that our data is correct, because it's what's that working to build some of the human behavior. So that's ethnography is what is I am saying most challenging. When you are making the ethnography, it means that it's quite difficult, right? You need to observe, you need to live with them for 6 months until 1 year. And for grounded theory, they are mostly challenged because the interviewing is more than 20 or 30%. It's challenging because narrative, phenomenology, and case studies, we do not need to do the interview that much, okay? Why it's becoming more challenged? Because grounded, as you know, it's grounded. It means it's in the ground, right? We're trying to find what is behind you, behind people's, what is behind not only think and feel, but also, you know, a human being. If you are believe human have multi faces, right? Happy, for example, now I'm happy, but behind me probably I have a lot of thought which just make me sad. And some of you will say, I cannot read it. Oh, ma'am, Dia can hide it very well, something like that. So grounded theory is trying to make a just. Don't you are trying to make like trying to peel one by one what each of the people thought. Don't think that I am just like okay, this person can hide something for me. Don't even don't even feeling until having that stage. If you still feeling that okay, this person still hiding something from me, so you still need to gain more data. The grounded theory is ground. You need to find the ground, like the base of people's thinking and thought. So this is two of the most challenging. But for narrative, phenomenology, and also case studies, mostly people will do this because it's quite short research for doing that. What makes them differently each other from narrative, phenomenology, and case study? Narrative is trying to like trying to say trying to describe something. The first time I'm doing the qualitative, I'm doing the narrative. I remember when I had my PhD life I was having my PhD in Konkan in Thailand. There's a lot of culture there. Even my religion also different because they are Buddha, and me is Muslim. So it was making me wow thought because in my thought I only know in Indonesia as in the Christian, Catholics, and Muslim, but Buddhist or Buddha I have no experience having friends with Buddhists. Sorry. So at that moment, I was new experiences. I saw people um, can describing their belief of culture. So that is the first publications of my paper concerning about Songkran. I think some of you, if you know about Thailand, I think you know Songkran. Songkran is quite big and famous. And I'm doing the narrative, just like observe, participatory observations, like I'm doing some of the what is that like making some candles and giving the candle, like selling the candles to the uh, people around village, and then they burn the candle and threw into the um, river, something like that, and they just like point a lot of water and put water to us. Actually at that first time I said I cannot, because it's not my belief. I said I cannot do like this, but eventually still I'm wet at that time. I was wet at that time. So I'm trying to make the narrative like divining and put the pictures and put the behavior, what they thought, what they feel. Right? That is the narrative. If phenomenology is something differently, like for example, when you see some phenomenology in this, like in recently, for example, like this COVID-19 era pandemic, what is the phenomenology surrounding it? I think online, and also the what is that? The e-banking is increasing massively, and Grab in Indonesia mostly Grab, Shopee, and what else? Libly is increasing massively. And that's the phenomenology that we had. People is now technology friendly. So that's the phenomenology, that's the context. Case studies is more focusing on something. For example, if you're trying to focus to one area, for example, in my environment, in my hometown, in Catur Tunggal, for example, my hometown, and I'm trying to do the case study in what is the differences, what is the similarities, like this, something like that. So its case study is more focusing. So these three differences. Phenomenology is concerning the phenomena. Case study is focusing into the area. Okay. And this is the main differences of quanti-quali. Okay, I will skip it. So how to do the validity and reliability? I think some of the lecturers in the UMY also have this usually occasion questions to the students. If you're doing the qualitative, how to do the validity and reliability? If it is in quantitative, you just like clicking reliability and then you find Cronbach alpha. If it is more than 0.7 or 0.6, they will say that it's reliable. And how about the qualitative? It's not even data, it's not number. It's a words, how to do the reliability and validity. So we are calling as trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is one of the validity and reliability. Only one. Trustworthiness. How to do the trustworthiness? Some of us, we have this stage, prolong the engagement, persistent the observations, referential adequacy, right? Member checking, something like that. But some of them will know as triangulation. Okay, I think this one is the most, or is that people know about it. Triangulation technique that can be done, or you can do previously the four methods: prolonged engagement, persistent observation, referential adequacy, and then member checking. Or you can use this triangulation technique. What is triangulation technique, ma'am? When before you collecting the data in qualitative, we will say how to do the reliability and validity of your data. You are not sorry, it's using bahasa. I was not expecting using bahasa. Okay, I was missing it. I'm sorry, but I will define it one by one. Triangulations method, when you are reaching, before you collecting the data, you have to do the validity and reliability. The first time when you meet the key informants, you cannot allow just and then click collect the data. It's differently with quantitative. In qualitative, you have to see introducing, you are trying to introduce, engage yourself with the key informants, trying to check one by one each of the informants, whether they can give you trustworthiness by the first triangulation of the methods. When you first time meeting the key informants, introducing yourself, usually you do the interview, right? When you're doing the interview and then asking about their family background and then asking about the daughter or the son, and that's the first validity. The second reliability, usually we can do like other methods, just like checking by phone. Ibu, ma'am, what are you doing here? What are you doing now? Can I go to your house? Something like that. Trying to build the engagement, right? That's the different method. We call it triangulation method. Triangulation means triangulation three, right? 3 times. The first checking is using meeting personally, right? Interview. The second one in here is calling them and asking, how do you do? And then, hey, ma'am, how is the COVID-19 in there, something like that. If you are trying to do the phenomenology, yeah, and then you are asking, is there any conspiracy in there about the COVID-19, something like that. So that's differences method. If the answer of the key informants is still the same, you can check it. Okay, still the same. Check, still the same. You are trying to gain the trustworthiness of the key informants. And then the third one, you invite them, or you are joining with with some. I believe that some of the village usually they have the meetings each other for each of the villagers, right? You join with them and then introduce yourself that, hi, my name is Dia. I'm in here, just want to share something. I can probably, if you are good on making some cookies, I make some cookies, and then you share. Then do you want me to joining with you how to make these cookies, something like that. And then this one, this when they said that, oh yeah, this just still open the heart for you, still open their feeling for you. That one, the third method. And then you say, oh, you think that, oh, they now they are remembering my name, right? Remembering me. So that's after that you say that, yes, I already got the reliability and validity checking, because you already do the triangulation of the method. 3 different methods. The first one, interview. The second one, through calling. The third one, you can joining with them with the group discussion, right? Some of the meetings, group villagers meeting. Then after that, you can collect the data. It means that the trustworthiness, you already keep the trustworthiness of the person. So qualitative is not only like, okay, my key informants is villagers in here and also the stakeholders, like the head of the village. And then you just go there, hi, my name is Tia, I would like to do the interview. And then you collect the data, and then that's it. The data is analyzed. You're not allowed to do that. You have to do the triangulation technique. Or the second one, triangulation sources. For example, you are meeting with the key informants, the head of the household, and then you do the interview. And after that, the head of the household usually get work every Monday to Friday, for example. And then you go meeting with the wife, trying to check, like, Ibu, ma'am, how are you? Something like that. Trying to build the trustworthiness and checking whether the appearance of the household environment are the same, like what is already informed by the head of the household. Oh, okay. The wife still saying the same, what they are already said by the head of the household. And then the third one, you check with the head of the villagers. Hi, Mr. Ramlan. Sorry, I'm asking about Mr. Budi in there. Is that Mr. Budi is the success entrepreneurs in here? Something like that. You're trying to check. That's, we call it triangulation sources. The different sources from one key informants. You're trying to do the checking. If he is the correct key informants that you are trying to have, then you can do the data collecting with this key informant. Or triangulation evaluators. For example, if the key informant is Mr. A, and then you are trying to find the evaluators of it. The evaluator can be the neighbors, the head of the villagers, or the other is probably the leader or the manager of the institution that the Mr. A works, something like that. So trying to do this triangulations. So that is why we are saying triangulation technique have to be 3 differences, 3 different perspective. Okay. Okay, this is the validity and reliability. So before we do the data collection procedure, I would like to ask you whether have you or do you have any questions until validity and reliability?
Madam,
Yes.
the whole presentation was clear, but as I was trying to find because I noticed that you have included a few PDFs in our course module on my
Mm-hmm.
class, but
Yeah,
I don't think this particular slide is in there. Can you put that later?
sure. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. I will. Actually, I'm trying to put one by one sources when I'm trying to teach because as usual, every time I'm not perfectly qualitative researcher actually, but yes, I'm doing a lot of research in qualitative. So that is why in UMY and Concan and etc. And also John Hopkins asking me to teach the qualitative. And sometimes I said, I'm not that romantic ladies actually. Why you are choosing me as qualitative? Because I'm still doing my work with quantitative, but it's from their side, you're doing the qualitative. So yeah, I'm choosing the best one by one, the best slide one by one, and put it in here. I will input. I will upload it into my class, but I will make sure into English first because I found a lot of bahasa in here. As usually, sometimes I already put in English and then remember that this semester I have to teach in Bahasa and then I put it in Bahasa again. Now I get confused. Which one is Which one is in Bahasa or in which one is in English? So yeah, I will make sure in English first. Thank you, Adura. Okay, for data collection procedure. So hopefully in next 30 minutes, we can finish this course and you can have some question and answer after that. But the last one is the interesting one because we are trying to practice using the Atlas TI. Okay, the data collections. Okay, well, the data collection, you can do some observations. To students who love drinking coffee or tea and watch people surrounding you doing some business and you're trying to do analyzing by yourself in your head, just like what are these ladies doing? They are just like grabbing the cell phone each other, they're not talking each other, but they are smiling to the cell phone, but they are gathering together, but they are like grabbing the cell phone to get only with themselves. So probably if you are a person like that, you are a researcher who love observation, observations. Yeah, if you do like seeing people doing what they do, their business, something like that. So you can do that is the observations type, data collection type. And for interviews, right, you can do face-to-face. Now you can do Zooming call. You can do by email. You can do by WhatsApp. That is interviews. Ma'am, we can do it in WhatsApp, indeed. But it is difficult as you a researcher because to find the trustworthiness, like if I try to contact Nikmatullah as the first time, you say, who is this? Dia, who is Dia? I do not. And then I believe that you were checking my picture profile. I never see this lady before. And then and when I'm asking you some question, okay, just like introducing myself, my name is Dia, something like that, blah, 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 blah. And you say, Mr. Nikmatullah, can you tell me what do you think about being 20s? Are you answering my question? It's just like, huh? Who is this girl? This lady asking me about my 20s, something like that. So I believe that through WhatsApp can do it, but the trustworthiness is less. and you need to put a lot of effort to have that, because make the key informant believe that you are doing this research for human being, right? It's a tough work, because it's just like, um, uh, Mr. Nikmatul, I'm really sorry, because your answers will be safetyness for all of humankind in this world. You will just like, are you sure asking me 20s and it will save a lot of people in this universe? Something like that. I know that you will just like giving abstract answers, not the real answers, right? So this is interview challenge when you are not face to face, but it is good enough if you're doing the face to face. I remember that when I met with the seller, micro entrepreneurs. I met her like twice or three times. But since she already an old ladies, right? Like after 70 something, 70s, I think. She always calling me like, ah, Madam UMY, come here, Madam UMY. She's not remembering my name, right? She's remember my car, which is my car have UMY tagline. Mrs. UMY, come here, she said. So face to face is easy to gain trustworthiness. Like if you are having like what is that happy face, right? Smiling. I know that a person who like meeting you as the key informants will accept you, right? Something like that. But if using the telephone, you have to ensure that you get the trust from them, and then they can share the data to you. Yeah, that's the interview. The interview challenge for now is having this, because if not face to face, it will be killing you. And as now, even though it's face to face, you have to cover with the mask, right? They just identify by your eyes. So they just like, who are you? Something like that. When you're trying to open your mask, and then the police will get arrest you. Hey, you're not putting your mask, something like that. So that's the challenge for now. You have to ensure that the key informants is seeing your face. Okay. The third is documents. Documents usually when you are having a phenomenology, like if you still remember the flu, bird flu, pig's flu, Spain flu, something like that. It is contagious infections, disease, and then you are trying to find the data came from the documents. Probably if you're medical doctors, you're trying to find the data like medical record. Probably it's already gone, but you can find based on the newspaper, like newspaper in 1967 from pig flu, or in Spain, 1840 something, I forgot. In Spain, what's the name of the flu? Still same, like the same COVID-19 characteristics. And how can you find it? You can find it, the data from the documents, the newspaper. You can go to the library and check these old newspapers and try to identify how is the common characteristic of the flu, or how the behavior of people in there to decrease the victims mortality victims, something like that. So this came all documents also becoming your data collection type. And then audiovisual materials. We have photographs, yeah, videotapes, art objects, and then computer. Those also becoming our materials data collections. For examples, like the criminals in some of the village can be detected as from videotapes, something like that, camera, etc. So it's becoming data collection types. So for concerning for sampling techniques, in again, I think it's in Bahasa. Okay. I'm really sorry. I will ensure that it's already translated. Oh, I think I get the wrong slide. Sampling techniques, it have to be in qualitative, is differently in quantitative. In quantitative, usually you will use the sampling techniques, sampling measurement. Like if you are using Cochrane, you are using, what is the name? I forgot the most, usually the most utilized by all of the students. I forgot the name. Yeah, for example, 30% of the population, something like that, have to be shared into the data in the quantitative. But for qualitative, Habermas, Strauss, who said again, Casey, they still believe that qualitative do not need the sampling numbers. They state we will use saturation. What is the meaning of saturation? Saturation is when you do the data collections, when you interview one person and then you see that after compare with another key informants data, you see that, oh, he's answering the same like previous key informant. Okay, I will check another key informant randomly. Choose one key info you think that it's proper key informant, and then checking again. Oh, the data is still the same. They're mentioning the same like answers, the same category, the same theme, the same code like you had in previous. It means that, okay, it means that it's enough. Your data collection is already enough. So that is why researcher is really important in qualitative. It's like intuition of can state that, okay, stop doing this, something like that. This is what we call it as saturation. When we think that the data is not fairy anymore, is not different anymore, it's already collecting into other categories. Okay, this one is the same with Miss A, this one is the same with Miss B, Mr. B, and these guys have the same C, and then back again to Mr. A. It's categorized. There's no different answers. You can stop doing the data collections and then do the analysis. So that is why we say that sample number is not, we cannot collect like, okay, how many villagers in there? 120. And then how many key informants that you had? Only 12. It's 12. Only 12? Why it's only 12? It's 120. In quantitative have to be 30% of 120. But it is different in qualitative. Qualitative, we call it saturations. When the data is not different anymore, all of your data collection from the KI is still the same, you can stop, collect the data. So we call it saturation. Yeah. This is the process of qualitative data analysis. So we started when the researcher collect the data. And then when it's already collecting, you need to manage it. Key informants, okay, this key informants, the group of the stakeholders. The key informants is group of the probably the observations group. This one is intervention group. And then you read your data mostly, right? Why you need to read? You need to read and remember. Read and remember, trying to obtain the sense of the materials of your data, and those is very important when you're doing the data qualitative data analysis. Usually, this phase, where's the cursor? This phase I need to annotate. Okay, draw. Yeah, this one. This face, yeah, that's the most faces is like the most important face. Usually in here, when my husband is reaching me like, hey, 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 something like that, cook something, I just like becoming a vampire and just said, don't disturb me. I'm doing the obtaining the general sense of the materials. I'm becoming the sense of the vampires or the Walking Dead senses. If he grabbed me in my shoulder asking me to make some milk or make some coffee, and it's like, no, not this time. It's like changing my voice. Why? In here, in this step, in this phase, you need to make the sense of, like, when you are reading the transcript, when you are trying to listening the full the interview, sorry, the interview of the data collections. In those steps, you need to think that what kind of data need to be categorized. Okay, and then after that, researcher codes the data. That is why I'm saying this phase is very important, because you have to make the census before you do the codes. When you are making the codes in here, I think it's too big. When you are trying to make the codes in here, you already in your mind that, okay, you will construct the graphics. You can construct the drawing, how each of the interrelations between the coding. And after that, you do the coding for the text and also the description to be used and the themes to be used. That's after that, after this phase, right? This phase will be like angry faces. For me, I would say I'm angry faces. If it's like 1 or 2 days, if I'm trying to read the data, this is the face that no one can disturb me, because I have to do the codes for the description and I have to do the codes for the themes. Okay. I need to erase it. Okay, this is the process of qualitative data. The instrument to do the analysis, you can do the summations, self-memo, and research diary as usual. Okay, let me skip this one. Okay, this is also part of, it's like a step, phases of the analysis. You know that when you find many pages of the text, like reading through data, I believe there is a lot of pages, and then you're trying to do like underline what is the segment, what is the important segments in the text. For example, if you have the interview and then which one is the most important one, you can identify. And then in those, after those, you can have the coding, 30 or 40 codes, and then you're trying to reduce from those 30, 40 becoming 20, and then reducing becoming 5 until 7 themes. You need to categorize the coding into 5 or 7 themes. That's usually the coding, the stage of the analysis process. Oh, I forgot to erase it. Okay. So how do we divide? I think I will skip on this and we do the analysis. Okay. If you're saying, okay, after you collect the data and you do the analysis, you need to think that what is the meaning of analysis? In your research, you have to find, you have to like put on your aim and questions into the arms, into your in your thought, right? You need to remember the research aim and research questions. And after that, you can thinking how to identify the patterns, each of it. So through analysis, we can use several kind of analysis. In quantitative, for example, you can use the regressions, you can use the what is that, error correction model, HAM, FAHM, factor error correction model, or you can use the ID, difference in difference, or others, right? In qualitative, we have these 4 analysis, but probably I will try to define 2 only: content analysis and thematic analysis. Probably grounded theory, but make it more simple. But usually we use the content analysis and thematic analysis. What is content analysis? We call it content because we can quantify that. For example, this one, content analysis. We're trying to quantify it, just like a descriptive analysis in quantitative. Yeah. For example, this, how to click, okay. Sample this one. Well, now I'm trying, I would like you to answer these questions. Back to Mentimeters. This is what is that? This is the example also as the content analysis that you can use, yeah, to collect the data. If you are trying to find the content analysis, if you want to do some content analysis, you can use menti.com. Okay, please refer to menti.com and use the code 39181539. And I would like you to answer the questions, my questions. What is your feeling after you're 17 years old? What is your feeling? What is my feeling? I already forgot my 17 years old. Just like, it's like 20 years behind. I already forgot. You can answer it. What is your feeling after you're 17 years old? I think all of you already passed your 17 years old, right? Can I go to Mentimeter also? I will try to answer it also. Beginning kind of weird. Yeah, after 17, just like, people think I'm already old. Or sometimes it's like, you're already 17 years old. There is no Hari Raya money for you. You need to share the money for everyone. You're younger. Oh, I cannot get more money, right? So yeah, sometimes we say like that. What is your feeling after you're 17 years old? Okay, you can share. Responsibility, mature. Wow. Okay, good. Clear visions. Fight for the goals. Oh, this one is good. A beginning. Okay, independent. Okay, I can see that independent is a lot of people saying independent. Okay, another independent. Okay, okay, we already have 7. This one, we call it content analysis, right? Content analysis make this one. How to interpret it? Is there someone can help me to interpret it?
Maybe most of us write independent.
Independent. Okay. The other? Thank you, Mbak Liatul.
Yes, ma'am.
Other want to say? Do you have any idea? Nikmatullah, probably.
Idea about why independent is the highest?
Yeah, why independence still highest, right?
I think because when people reach 17 years old and above, they start to do things on their own because they still need guidance from their parents, but they want to feel adult and do it some on their own.
Okay, yeah, because even though they are already still being with the parents, but they're trying to work by their own, right? Being independent. So this is the example of the content analysis, what we are calling as word cloud. Right? Cloud, yeah, cloud, but making from words, right? So we call it as word cloud. How to interpret it? Yes, independent as the most people answering after 17 years old becoming independent because they are thinking that they have to do some their work by their own, even though they're still staying with the parents, but they have to work by their own. It's becoming responsibility or maturity. So it's becoming we have a lot of another words, independent, mature, and responsibility appears in these occasions. So this is the content analysis. It's not that difficult, but the difficult actually is the how to make trustworthiness, right? But trying to gain this analysis is not this as difficult as you think. You can do the Mentimeter and then clicking all the words, and then you just put it as the result. This is the content analysis example. Yeah. For example, this one. Okay. What is the illness, the cause of the illness X? And then this is the number of responses. And the second one is grounded theory here. Grounded theory, usually, since we are trying to, previously was the word clouds, right? The content analysis. This one is grounded theory. We are trying to have, we are trying to develop the new theories or new behavior. We're trying to read the new human behavior. So this is the grounded theories need to be analyzed, and usually you need to elaborate more and more. You can use the Atlas TI to help you, just like you can use these Mentimeters to help you, but you need to ensure that the new theory is coming up. So grounded theory is like checking and rechecking again. Thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is usually for analyzing using theoretical interpretations. How do it will become, right? How it will become. The first one, you are organize the data collection, and then you do the reporting the data set, and then you do the coding, and then reporting the patterns. And then you can find it, sorry, I have to skip. You can find it, this is the as the example, like how is the codes, how is the organizing the themes, and how the global themes can be appear. So thematic analysis usually can be, what is that? Can be known, can be accepted by researcher as the logical methods, logical inductive methods. Usually you are trying to interview someone. When you're trying to interview someone, you're trying to code, categorizing all the coding, and then you're trying to identify how is like how this code can be support the global theme, something like that. This is the example of the global theme. And this one is the word clouds. Okay. Okay. This one is paper in qualitative, right? How to do in qualitative. Probably I will skip it. In here, okay, this is the concept of the field study. This is the researcher's concept. They find it like this. And this one from Elsevier, the Scopus Q2 to Q2. And he drawing from theoretical framework, stimulus organism, and then the result, the response. And this is becoming the final things. If you are seeing like this one, it came from NVivo software, right? Like this one. Usually we use the NVivo or Atlas DI. Okay, probably we can skip on Atlas DI. How many person already downloaded Atlas DI in here? The free trial only. Already, okay. So the Atlas DI, is there someone in here already used the Atlas DI for the research? Not yet, okay. Actually, Atlas DI is very important, but again, the software of qualitative is different with quantitative, okay? In quantitative, you just like clicking, and then you get the result, and then you read it. Oh, okay, it's significance because the P is less than 0.05. But in Atlas DI, the brain is in your brain, not in Atlas DI. Atlas DI is only helping to manage your works. Atlas DI appearance will be like this one, but who make this one is yourself, is us, right? The researcher. It's just like this one, economic. If you have experience to do research in SEM, structural equation model.
Yes.
Okay. If the free trial expired, is there anywhere still use it? Okay. Oh yeah, I haven't recording for this meeting, but you can check it into the YouTube. I've already do the live YouTube. Okay. Okay, is the this one is appearance by the Atlas DI and NVivo. Both of them are the same. But again, the way of working of Atlas DI and NVivo being like this one is not came from the software. It should be from us. Probably if you have experience to do the analysis of structural equation model, the STATA, if you're trying to do the independent variable here, and then trying to connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Like this graph. And then you are clicking it. And then you find, oh, this one is part of, this one is part of, It's also the same, Atlas DI. So the Atlas DI cannot define this independent variable. This code, they cannot define. The one who can define it is you as the researcher. Okay. Okay. The Atlas DI, if you download the free trial, the free trial will be, if you use the Atlas DI, the free trial will be developed. For example, now we have the 9, Atlas DI 9, right? If I'm not mistaken, I forgot. Atlas DI 9 free trial. And when it's already appear in Atlas DI 10, your free trial will be like, you can uninstall it and then install it again, the free trial 10. Believe me or not, I'm using Atlas DI free trial and get my PhD. Why? I do not want to pay. It's quite expensive. In rupiah, 17 million rupiah, I think 17 is 2 devices. So for me, it's quite expensive. So I'm using the free trial and get my PhD, still get my PhD. So the free trial can be used for the whole life that you want to use. For example, in probably Instata or SPSS if you are trying to install, or if you are trying to install, usually only 30 days, right? But for Atlas TI is as long as you want to use it until you uninstall it and you try to install the new one. Okay, so it's long lasting, except you uninstall it and then you install it again from the website. So Atlas CI actually generous, but the differences, the free trial and also the real one, is the number of the coding. For free trial, the category of the coding is only 10, right? If you still remember, like you are trying to code, right? For example, you are trying to code concerning the capital word, like human capital. How is the human capital? Like the health conditions and then educations. Then you're trying to block. Human capital have the theme, right? Like many of the theme. Where's the annotation? Okay, let me draw. For example, this one is human capital. Usually human capital is broad, right? You have health in here, health. I think love is also human capital, right? And then education, right? Here, education, skill, age, and others. So this is the code 1, this is the code 2, 3, and so on. So in free trial, you only have 10 code. Only have this 10 code. You cannot allow to save more than 10 codes. That's the differences. And I know that you will say, ma'am, if the coding is more than 10, ma'am, what should I do? You should make another file. Yeah, one file only save 10 codes, only 10 codes. But when you are seeing that the human capital is not only health, not only, but you are thinking about their disability, their capacity, their brain capacity, all things about it, whether they COVID or not. And then you find that the coding is more than 10. If it is more than 10, you have to find another file. You have to, that's the differences of the free trial with the no free trial. Well, after I'm not a student of PhD anymore, now I can download, I can have the license now, alhamdulillah. But yes, it's very expensive. So that is the differences between free trial and no free trial. The number of the coding, okay. Okay, that one. So let me erase here. So what is actually Atlas TI? What we will learn in Atlas TI? Okay, we will find HU, hermeneutics units, and then primary documents, and function of codes, quotations, and memo. That is the basic of Atlas TI. This is Atlas TI. Actually, Atlas TI is only helping, okay? Do not think that it's only helping in here. Helping, not analyzing, to help analyzing, okay? It is only designing to organize, management, and help you to analyze, yeah? Okay, this is the Atlas TI software. Can be worked multiple methods. If you want to analyze it with the file, you use the transcript documents, you can do it in here. Or you are trying to make the video, audio and video, you can use it Atlas TI also. For example, some of you probably still remember some of the advertisement. China advertisement, I forgot. It's train China advertisement, I forgot. That we find a lot of we found a ghost in there, and some of them, some of the researcher trying to do multiple file formats like using many of the advertisement in China, and then doing how many course appears in 1 year. I think this qualitative research is ridiculous, but I follow, and I'm subscribing it in YouTube because it's concerning of the course. I think just like, okay, it's interesting to watch. So he used the Atlas CI to collect all of the data. It's like making the code using the video. Or you are trying to do the integration of qualitative and quantitative. It can be also using Atlas CI. How to find it? How to prepare it? Okay. Well, you need to have the online databases. What is online data? You cannot have the hard copy, or if it is the proof, like the law, which is a very old law, this law have to be scanned. Should be in the file, online file. Okay. And then it should be on PDF, documents, RTF, or text. Or if it media, you only have the JPEG, PNG, or protected PDF. Now we have also VMF, I forgot, VM something like before video and musical can be uploaded in the Atlas TI 8 and 9. How to use it? Okay, when you click, now you're trying to click the Atlas TI. In there, if you have the license key, you can put the license key. If you do not have it, you can click the proceed with the trial version. And then they will appear like this one. Okay, then you can click the create new project in here. Okay, and then you will find like this one. It's just like totally similar like Microsoft Documents or SPSS, but the difference is in Atlas CI, you have to put the name of your project first rather than doing your project. So you have to put the name of the project name in here. Okay, create new project, click, and then you find here. For example, you can make the project name as trial or something, and then you can click the create in here. When you click the create, then appear like this one. This is the Atlas TI. Okay, this is the first appearance of Atlas TI. When appearance of Atlas TI here, okay, I will do the annotate. We will work using this one. Okay, in here you found add documents. We have new entities. Entities is this one. This is the entities. Okay, we have navigator, we have analyze in here. We have documents, quotation, codes, memos, and etc. I will explain you one by one. Documents in here. Documents in here means that how many files that you put into Atlas TI. For example, if you are having the in-depth interview of someone, and then you do the transcript, right? The Microsoft Word, like list of question and answer, and then put it into Atlas TI, put into the documents. That is documents. And then codes. Codes is coding, the output of coding. Memo. If you do some if after you categorizing of your coding, you can make some memos. Some of them, like I do some memos. Like if some of the coding to make it, just like I'm having coding the two group of coding. They are accepting. Previously, I'm doing the research concerning the Jokowi and also Susilo Bambang. You know at that moment. Accepting SPY as the government leader, the president, and accepting the Jokowi. I found that a group who accept the Jokowi, that my president, dividing into two groups. Like this one accepting, but there's still denial of the policy. So this one I'm making some memos. This memos is usually utilized for doing that. When you have one group accepting of agree of one things, of one code, but small group have differences. So that's the memo can be used for. Networks, it will be done, the networks will be carried out when you do the thematic analysis. You will make as part of, define as, something like that. That is the networks. How the coding can be relations between one to others. And then documents group, if you're trying to make the documents, for example, if you do the transcript documents for villagers and group for stakeholders. Now, this one is the documents group. You are trying to grouping of the documents. Code group, if you are trying to make the coding related to group, if the stakeholders group, you do some of grouping itself and then differently, and then make it one box, and the other is villagers group, you make the groupings of the villagers. This one can be done for code groups. Memo groups are the same, okay, and also the network groups. Okay, I need to erase this one. And then we have also this one, codes, yeah, it's same. Okay, we are doing this one, we have this one, and usually we will work with this cursor. We will do with this, usually we are working with this, what is that, signed, something like that, right? Documents, codes, memos, we will do works in this part. This is the add documents. If you want to add the documents from your transcript of interview, you can click in here, add documents. And then when you are clicking, they will appear like this one. Adding file, you can add file and appearance into the Microsoft Explorer. And then you can find which one is the file that you want to put in here. For example, in this trial, I'm trying to include one by one. This one is actually 4 of my key informants, right? And you need to remember the documents is only for Microsoft Words, PDF, JPEG, PNG, right? And also protected PDF, only this, and also video, actually, video, VMF, okay? So after you click, you choose this one, transcript, I use Microsoft Words, and then click the open here. Then you will see the documents like this one. Then the documents will be filled by 4. This one I choose 4, and then appear 4 documents in here. Ma'am, how, if it is appear here, how to, if I want to see, for example, Mas Lukman, and then you can click Mas Lukman, and then they appear directly in the board in this white. You can try it, and then when it is already clicked, you can start with the coding. How to do the coding, ma'am? How to do the coding? Okay, when you already have the documents in here, 4 of them, okay, 4 of documents, and you're trying to make code. Firstly, you need to block the code. For example, this one, musim hujan, is the raining season. This part, I would like to find the water resources. How you can survive with your water resources, because And those village actually is really rare with the water. They're living in the in very near, like in the footage of the mountain. So it's really rare with the water because the water is always flowing downstairs. They just like they sometimes they don't have the water. So you do the blocking here, like usually just like you do blocking in your Microsoft Word, like block, click with the left side of your mouse and then block, and then click the right mouse. And then when you click the right mouse, it will be appear like this one. Okay, they will be appear like this one. And then you can click the code. You can make code in Vivo. Code in Vivo means coding. You can put into the coding of the Vivo. Vivo is because Atlas TI is like the small account of NVivo. So actually there's still like tagline using the Vivo name. Code in Vivo. And after you have this, you can click choose code in Vivo. Then you can find, then they can suddenly they, sorry. Oh, I haven't put after this. After you choose code in Vivo, directly you can start to see the list of, you can appear with the coding. For example, in this one, actually, because I've already made some code, probably some of you, if you already try to make the Atlas CI, probably you can find that there will be no listing of the coding. You have to put into the coding itself. For example, if you already click this one and then code in Vivo, they will ask you to click to type the name of the coding. This one I make code as air bersih is the water, clean water. It's really difficult. So that is why I click into the boxes of the appearance of the clean water, because in this area, clean water is very difficult to handle. So that is why I'm clicking this coding. So after you block and then click this box, then you will find the list of the coding here. Water, clean water is very difficult. They already have 2 codes in here. Where's my annotation again? So you can see there. It means that I've already added one of the coding into our category of the theme, water, clean water. Okay, so this is the making the coding in Atlas CI. Okay, you already make the coding in here. So how to do it? And after that, if you already have a lot of coding, you can do a lot of things in here using the word cloud. If you see here, word cloud, and then where's the annotation? Okay, word cloud and open network. Open network is for thematic. This one is thematic. Okay, thematic analysis. And this one is for content analysis. From these codes in here, if you click the word clouds, they will be appear the answer of, not the answer, the coding from the one that you already make. Okay, ma'am, how can we find the word cloud? The word cloud, if you are clicking analyze, or after you already have the codes, directly you will find the documents in here. And the documents, it will be automatic find word cloud. Okay, in here, word cloud. And the other one, if you think that, oh ma'am, why I'm get frustrated, I want to do like directly coding. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Atlas TI works like Microsoft Word. You do, if you just press Control plus F, like finding, you can click this one. You can click quick coding here. If you click quick coding, directly you can they can help you find water, something for here. Because in Bahasa Indonesia, water is air, right? Air putih, air. So I just directly click type air, and then you will find from these 4 documents to find air and make codes on it. And directly they will be at the codes or themes. So this is like the quick coding. But if you want to say, if you think that, man, but I have to check it one by one. After I click it, right? Okay. After I click it, quick coding, I need to check it one by one. Because, you know, if finding the quick words, sometimes it's not like what I want to do, like what I want to have. Yes, you can do like that. And I believe that some of you will say, oh, this one is not correct coding. I need to delete it. How to delete it? After this, we can have it. For example, previously we have 2, and then we can do the quick coding by auto coding, and then directly we have 4 in here. When we have 4 in here, you want to know, okay, which are 4 already directly like code by Atlas TI. You can click it in here. Okay, where is it? You can click it in here, and directly you can find. You can find where is it, something like that. Okay, I think I must less the what is it? The PowerPoint, the PPT, the slide. You can click in here, and then directly you can find where it was, for example, this one. And then you find that, okay, this one is not correct, the coding, this one is not correct. For example, this one, oh, this one is not correct. I want to delete it. Just block this or click this, click in the right side of the mouse, and then you can find this box, and you can do delete. Yeah, for having the to delete from the auto coding result. Okay, when you clicking the delete, directly it will be erased into your coding. Okay, again, in Atlas TI, coding is the most important to do before you do analysis. After coding, you can do the word cloud, or using the open network like previously, making the thematic analysis. But again, the one who draw it have to be you. Okay, it have to be the researcher, us. So this is the one, probably the symbol of Atlas TI, since it's almost, I think it's 6 already in Malaysian time and 5 in Indonesian time. I think I should be only 1.5, but it's already 2 hours more. So probably if you have any questions, you can raise it into WhatsApp group, or you can text me concerning the Atlas TI, but I've already shared you the what is that? The simple way of making in Atlas TI. Actually, Atlas TI is very simple. It's just like Microsoft Words, like Control F, find the coding, something like that, and make the code. And after that, you can click the word clouds. How to do the word cloud? When just clicking it, word cloud, and directly they will make you the word cloud. Directly make like word cloud like previously. Wait, where is it? Like this one. That directly will be making like this one, and then you just like in Microsoft Word, you just like oh, not Microsoft, PDF, trying to screenshot or trying to doing with the cursor, something like that, and then directly it appear. Okay, I think that's one for the Atlas CI. I hope because Pak Agus only give me one more tool for the qualitative. I hope if we have time, if you want to share another of the analysis attractions of Atlas TI, we can arrange some of the time for Atlas TI analysis. Okay, if you have any questions, I will stop sharing this one. If you have any questions, I will give you some times. Or I think it's already 2 hours. I know that you are tired.
But I have a question. Is it
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, please.
I did sorry because I cannot on my camera because I use my phone, and I sometimes I zoom your presentation. The word. I want to ask you about I have a transcript from my thesis, but I use super decision for ANP method, analytic network. Yeah. Can I produce another research with that transcript with and then use Atlas TI? Because actually, I think there are so many things that I can elaborate from my thesis, but I don't know how I can produce the new research. And then when you explain about Atlas TI, and then I think I can use this, but is it okay?
Yeah, definitely, because INP and also Atlas TI are integrated software. So yes, definitely, if your transcript still there, you can try to do some of the analysis, try to do the coding, and also probably you can have the making the word cloud. Well, usually in quantitative, usually you try to you start with descriptive analysis, right? In qualitative, you do the word cloud first, and then you do the thematic, or you can just directly clicking the thematic analysis can also have with Atlas CI. Yes, you can do, sure.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Yeah, thank you very much for this explanation.
Yeah, you are welcome. You need to give a shot with that. You need to try it, okay? With Atlas CI. I think the data is also proper for using the data. Thank you, Liatul Motmaina. Wow, interesting. And I will be able, you can just text me. Ibu can have the Zoom again for doing the research. I will do analysis using Atlas CI. Can you do help me, assist me, something like that? Yes, I will be able to.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Okay, is there another questions?
Mom, can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Please, Ramawati.
I want to ask about the interview, the discussion interview that you conducted with the youth smoker. After you ask, about is your parent know if you are a smoker or not, and then they have a different answer like yes, and a different person answer no. Then in further discussion, you will ask a different question or same question?
Okay. Yes. If since the smoker behavior for junior, like teenagers, is quite sensitive issue for them, right? So when I ask some of them, like I'm just having this discussion in Zoom, it's only 5 or 6 students, so I can see their faces. Some of them are not all of the faces, they already covers with the mask, because the anonymous that I know that they are feeling afraid, right? When they say that, yes, I do your parents know? Some of them say they don't know, but some of them say yes, yes, ma'am, something like that. I can feel the treble of the voices, and I make notes. At that moment, I was make notes that this because the one who knows the data, it's only one person, the project manager. Me as the researcher do not know who is he, who is her, who is she. So at that moment I said, okay, KI number 4. At that moment, I remember number 4, I need to have in-depth interview after that. And after I said, oh, okay, some of you, your parents do not know. Some of you, your parents already know. And then I'm trying to ask another questions with different questions, but I'm trying to make it as comfort as we can, because it's very sensitive issue. But ma'am, how to collect more data to a person, to a student who is saying differently with others? I usually, when I already make notes, I'm asking to the project manager to have in-depth interview through telephone. Okay, so ensure him that he's not recorded into the telephone. If Zoom, usually we can record it, right? In telephone, I ensure that I'm not recording it, and this session is only for him, and I'm trying to convince him that it is what is that? It's only for the research. So I'm trying to ensure him that it is what is the meaning? It's anonymous. We are trying to save his identity so he can share their thought. And eventually I can find that he is starting to smoke because the threats from their friends, because their friends say that if you're not smoke with me, I will I will harm you, because he said that I will harm you. So eventually he said a lot of things, that the bad environment is the reflect the smoking behavior for the youth, for the teenagers, something like that. So I think it's interesting for me, because in that case I can see that why teenagers is affordability to buy the cigarette, because they can buy one stick. Probably in Malaysia they are not allowed to buy one stick, right? But in Indonesia we are still allowed to buy one stick, and this one stick of cigarette is only 1,000 rupiah. And usually the junior high school, they can gain a lot of money during the Idul Fitri, Idul Adha, or other Raya, that they can gain from the parents or grandparents. And usually they do the saving, and this saving is for consume the cigarette daily. Or some of them, they smoke because they found the cigarette butts left from their parents in the ashtray, and then they try to switch on, they're trying to do the smoking after that. So yeah, this actually interesting finding from smoking behavior, and the economic criminality. We call it criminality because some of them, they trying to take money, being a thief, something like that, trying to do the robbery with the friends, trying to threat, asking for money, something like that. So that's usually initiations because they need craving for cigarette. So that's with one of my paper, which is still waiting for the publication, economic criminality, start from youth smoking behavior. So hopefully I can publish it soon. It came from the qualitative mostly. Hopefully can answer to Rahmawati questions.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay.
I can't wait to read your paper.
Hopefully can be. I'm still working. I'm still waiting for the publications acceptance soon. But they are some of the publishers is interesting with the findings because we call it economic criminals start from youth smoking behavior. Again, it's economic, but it's integrated with the criminology science. I hope students in here can integrate it with transdisciplinary knowledge. Okay. Okay, I think it's almost Maghrib in Indonesia, and probably it's quite late in Malaysia. Hope we can meet again. But again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me through WhatsApp. If you need to ask me to do, I need more on Atlas DI because I do not have much more time for this module, only one module. We can arrange others. Do not need to worry because I'm feeling grateful to teach and ask by you to teach about the Atlas DI. Okay, we can learn together about Atlas DI. I think that's all. Alhamdulillah, I think it's already 2.5 hours. I know that you are tired too, and hope we can meet each other again on the qualitative research methodology, and hopefully it can help you to increase your ability to do some of the qualitative work. Okay, hope to see you again. Hope to see you again in other occasions. I'll be ready. Just text me if you need anything. Okay, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Let me close this session. We will meet you again soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
See you
Mom.
soon. Bye-bye.